Hi everyone, and welcome back to Queen G's Recipes. And today I am going to be showing you another cookie recipe that we'll be adding to our cookie series, which is breakfast cookies. So we're taking a little healthy twist now and trying something different, but you can most definitely make it more healthier if you want. You can substitute some of the ingredients, but this is how I'm going to be making them today, and then I'll give you some options of things that you can switch up to make them a little even more healthier. So let's go over the ingredients. What I have here is 1 cup of dark chocolate mini chips. You can definitely use bittersweet, you can use semi-sweet. I mean, it is up to you. You can change it to anything you want, but I'm trying to make a healthier breakfast version. Here I have about 1/3 a cup of brown sugar. Here we have 1/2 cup of almond flour, and here we have 2 cups of quick oats. I have 1 egg, 1/2 cup of softened butter at room temperature, but you know what, really I left it out, but we are going to be melting it, so it doesn't really matter. We have 3 very ripe bananas. We're going to be using some cinnamon, about 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And now I just wanted to give you some options. So for the sugar, you can definitely substitute this for about 3 to 4 tablespoons of honey, or even some maple syrup instead of the brown sugar. And for the egg, you can switch it up and use about 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt, or even some applesauce, and that will work as well. Before we move on to the next step, I also wanted to mention that if you don't want to use cinnamon, you can omit the cinnamon, or you can switch it up to, you know, ground ginger, like ginger powder. You can switch it up to nutmeg, like whatever your preference. And also for the butter, you can also switch it to some almond butter. That would be perfectly great too. So those are just a couple more options, or even some peanut butter as well. You can do whatever you like to this recipe. Just match up the ingredients that you like and go ahead and switch it up. Okay, so we can just make this with a whisk, spatula, and a bowl. And now I have melted my butter pretty much all the way through. And then we're going to add in our brown sugar, our vanilla. If you don't want to add vanilla, you don't have to. And we're going to give this a mix. Now we'll add in our egg. Okay. Now you want to make sure that you also have your oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we'll add in our mashed bananas. Mix it again. Alright, it may look like your mixture's curdling, but don't worry, once you add in your dry ingredients, it'll all work out. And now we are going to add in our 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. Right. Now our oats. Okay. Right now, actually, I'm going to switch to a spatula. And now our almond flour. Now, even for the chocolate chips, you can switch it up with like some dried fruit, dried cranberries, raisins, like whatever you like. I'm just showing you how I like to make them, but most definitely adjust it to your taste. Okay. And now we'll add in our chocolate chips. I'm gonna add in half, and then because they're small, it seems like there's so many. Okay, so you know what? I think I'm not gonna add in the remaining of my chocolate. I think it looks good the way it is. So that was about 2/3 a cup of chocolate chips. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna wrap this with some plastic wrap, and I'm gonna put it in the fridge for about 15 minutes, let it firm up a little bit, and then we'll go on to making our cookies. Okay, so I'm going to continue on preparing my baking sheets, and I'll let you know how long mine were in the oven for and what they look like when they're done. Now it should take about 10 to 12 minutes or so. Keep an eye on them. As soon as they start to become golden around the edges, you know they are ready. Okay, so my cookies were in the oven for 12 minutes, and as you can see, the bottom is nice and golden brown. Perfect. Now before removing them from your cookie sheet, just let them sit for about 5 minutes, and then you can place them on a cooling rack. I'm going to continue making the rest of my cookies, and then I'll show you what they look like once we get there. Alright, so I just wanted to show you guys that I also tried making some bigger ones. So what I did here was I took 2 scoops of my small scoop. So I put 1 scoop, then I took another scoop, put it on top, and even with just the ice cream scooper, I just gently patted it down, or else you'll have a very thick cookie because these don't spread. They just stay exactly as they are and they cook all the way through. So if you want to make them bigger, as you can see, that's perfectly fine. But if you do want the thicker cookie, then don't flatten it out and just put it in as I told you, or as the size that you like. But I just wanted to show you the difference between the small ones and the larger ones. So there is just one thing about making the cookies larger. You need to leave them in the oven for an extra 2 to 3 minutes. Same as the small ones. When you start to notice that there's a golden brown edge around the cookie, then you know it is baked. So I'm gonna finish baking, and then we'll move on to trying them. Okay, so here we have it. We have our small cookies and then the larger ones. As I mentioned to you, I tried both sizes. Now the only difference between the two is the smaller ones were 12 minutes compared to the larger size. You gotta leave them in for another 3 to 4 minutes. So that's exactly what I did. So here we have it, guys, our simple breakfast cookies. Now it is definitely a healthy twist on a typical cookie. So let's try one. I cannot even tell you how delicious they are. Look on the inside, super moist and very, very easy to make. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And that's about it. So we are down to one more cookie video and we are done our cookie series. So take care. See you, everyone. Bye.